Alright. Let me adjust a couple things here. Moving and grooving. Alright. Okay. This is my first time attempting to do this with the actual like splits up. Splits for, I guess, the lack of a better word. So, and I haven't done this as a live stream in a bit, so all a little bit different for me. But we're gonna give it a try. So. And I think my plan is to essentially just commit to the fact that I'm going to do a full run regardless of how many times I get hit. So. And we begin.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Newark? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first.
That's the only thing I can tell you. One thing that I feel like is nice about the original Spyro the Dragon in terms of doing like a hitless sort of splits like I'm doing now is that I can actually like fully complete each level before moving on to the next split. So when I eventually move on to Spyro 2, it might be a little bit more of a challenge. Jesus Christ. I can tell I haven't played this in a little bit. My movement's definitely not quite up to par here. Yikes. Here, let me okay. Hopefully it doesn't create an echo in terms of I just turned up my TV a little bit so I can hear what's going on. I would rather hear it straight out of the TV, so that for me, at least, the sounds line up perfectly. Hopefully, there's not too much of a lag for y'all. I actually got that thief to run the right direction. Sometimes I have trouble getting them to go right there. It always makes things a bit more efficient whenever I can line that up correctly. Not that it matters so much for my purposes today. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it is actually, it is technically possible to take damage in the Artisan's homeworld because of the water. But I imagine for the most part, this is just gonna like almost always just be like a 0. You know, and I am really looking forward to doing a full playthrough. I've having this hit counter, I think, is going to be nice. Being able to be like, okay, I'm focused on bringing down my number of hits instead of being like, oh, I have to stop the game because I took some damage, which is what I have been doing. I think I'm going to end up enjoying this process quite a bit more. Let's wander around here and grab this guy first. I feel like I don't fuck up the angle. I mean, it shouldn't affect my angle for the thief, but for whatever reason mentally, if I know I don't have to go back that other direction again, I feel like I just do a better job with the angle there. I feel really off right now. Like, none of this movement is feeling great for me. But the good news, though, about this being the first run I'm doing with the hit counter is no matter what I do, it's gonna look like a PvE. So. That means today is just going to be very chill. Oh yeah, one rule that I'm following that I forgot to actually add to the description is I am forcing myself to exit with through the vortex for each level, because I feel like it's one of those situations where you can definitely get yourself out of some what should be really rough situations if you basically just like exit. If you're like, oh, I'm about to take damage, or oh, I just realized I missed my glide, I can just like exit back to the home world. Like, to me, that just feels scummy. So I probably need to add that to the description. I don't remember if it lets me edit that after I've already started the stream, though. Schedule. Yeah, I don't think it does. I'll just make sure it's there for the next stream. Oh, you know what? I think I actually at one point had rules listed out. Oh, that's not what I want. So I must have deleted them. Oh well. I'm not gonna worry about that then. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let this guy talk.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen
the
a dragon
dragon
egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
I'm feeling a little winded. Alright, y'all hang on just a second. Sorry, I feel like this has been a whole thing. Okay, sorry about that. Yeehaw. Nice, another one successful. Go. I'm trying to play it a little safer with some of these encounters than I did whenever I was going for the no death run. So it kind of goes against my like natural instincts because I just want to try to rush through things and do it as quickly as possible. Sometimes it's a little bit safer to reset, just like there. So it's probably better to take the extra second. Whew, that was close. I thought for a second that gem wasn't going to actually track to me. I was going to have to go back and grab it. Let's see. Alright. Now, like the second most dangerous part of the Artisan's homeworld here. Just trying to not land in this water. Gotten a lot better at Sunny Flight over the years. It's mostly just those airplanes there that only ever gave me trouble. But I can usually get them in one rotation now. That always feels good. And here I bonk my nose on the little pillar there. Well, I missed it. Well, I tried to bonk my nose on the pillar there, though I can miss that ending animation to get through that a little quicker. But that does not matter as much for a no-hit run as it does for whenever I've tried speedrunning on this game before. Okay, and again, normally I would just kind of run out of here and just try to, like, because you can easily get that distance with a glide, but there's absolutely zero reason to take that risk here. So I might as well just hop across the little stones there. Save a potential damage. Let's see. Okay. Now we're on to our good friend Toasty. This is definitely this is like the most difficult and dangerous stage for like the entire first half of the game, and it happens to you in the first homeworld, like. And it's just because of these fucking dogs. Definitely early on into when I was doing the no-death runs for this game, I would almost always take some damage here. Oh shit, my first fucking hit. God damn it. Alright. That blows. But like I said earlier, my biggest thing here is that since this is my first time doing this with the hit counter, essentially I can just run through the game and just do my best. And I'm not going to have to worry about if it's like absolutely perfect. This is my first attempt. But I guess my question here is, like, because it's obviously like this tool was kind of made for people who are doing like Dark Souls no-hit runs, so they kind of have it laid out where it's like hits on the way and hits from the boss, which, oh, actually, you know what, I think on, oh yeah, for the version you guys see, it doesn't really differentiate, so never mind. I'll just stick them all as boss hits. Just keep it easy. Yeah, I cannot believe I took damage. Toasty, haven't done that in a long time. But like I said, for this attempt here, just getting through a run is all that's going to matter, and then I can work on making my improvements as we go. Oh, I guess peacekeepers is actually two separate words for this game. Here, let me. Yeah, it will be interesting too, because when I've been doing these no-hit attempts before, I've always just stopped as soon as I got hit for the first time. I don't actually know like how many hits I normally take in a game, like in a full game. So it will be kind of interesting to be able to like watch that for this first attempt and see like, am I normally only getting hit like once or twice throughout the whole game? Because if so, that makes the whole like process seem a lot more like a lot closer, I feel like. Is that gem there? That real quick. But I can already tell I'm going to enjoy playing this way a lot more, instead of just restarting as soon as I take damage. I mean, like, I was talking to some friends about this. It's like, I've played the first few levels of, or really even like the first like 2 to 3 homeworlds of this game so much compared to the rest of it. I feel like this will help me actually get a little more practice with those later stages, so that way it's not quite as much of like a shock, you know, as soon as I get there. So at this point, like half the time, like by the time I get near the end of the game, I'm having to remember what the fuck certain things are. I'm like looking around for lost gems and shit like that. Nice. Got through the Peacekeeper's home world. Did I really miss that gem? Sometimes Sparks is just a lazy piece of shit. Like I was right next to that thing and he was like, I don't need to get that. Fuck you, Spyro. Yeah, I think it's something with those like platforms that those birds stand on, where it's like Sparks just cannot conceive of the fact that like he's floating in the air, so he can grab gems from there. I've been trying to figure out how I want to do this in terms of recording the videos to be seen later, because they should just be stored under the live section of my YouTube channel, which is nice. But I feel like it would be nice to be able to like pull the successful run out and be able to upload it just separately under the regular videos section. Maybe I can maybe I can record all these runs and just only upload the successful runs to the video section. And then if anyone wants to like watch all the attempts, then I can go into the live section. So I just got that new external hard drive, so I should have plenty of space for storing videos. And this is one of these levels that I feel like when I first played the game, it was completely insignificant to me. And it's one of those things where you only really appreciate how good of a level this is after you've played it like a bunch. And since this is my first time going through all this, I think I have the levels in the order that I'm going to go to them. If not, I'm going to just like do a quick edit on the fly and just reorder them for the future. So I did the best I could from memory to list out every level in order. So we'll see how good that memory is. Yeah, with those guys, those chests, the proper strat in the speed run is to actually charge into them, so that we don't have to wait for them to slowly blow up. So I definitely, since I've obviously spent a lot of time working on the no death run, for the longest time I never charged into them from that because it wasn't advantageous. But since I did do a couple of oops, almost exited. Since I did do a couple of speed runs of this game recently, sometimes I try to like revert back to certain speedrun strats that are actually not good. Like just like I did there as well, where I almost tried to exit the level through the menu instead of exiting through the vortex like I need to. Alright. Ye Old Clifftown. And you know what? I actually feel the opposite way about Clifftown as I do about Dry Canyon. I feel like when I first played this game, I thought Clifftown was so fucking cool. And the more I've played this game, the more I'm just kind of like, I don't dislike Clifftown. I still think it is a good level, but I think I just find the like safest route. So not the speedrun route, which is a lot cooler. The safest route is just kind of boring. So specifically, what I do for like I'm gonna be doing for this run. It's just not that interesting. But the speedrun strat where you kind of like glide all the way around the building at the beginning and you jump over some of those areas is pretty cool. I do use one speedrun strat here. We'll see how many attempts it takes me. One, apparently, because I'm a fucking G. And I say that, and then I can't light this fucking firework. Yeah, I guess there's nothing stopping me from, if I already take damage really early on like I did this time in the future, there's nothing stopping me from just going ahead and doing a reset then. But I feel like I would only do that if I have enough time to do like another full run before I have to go. Which, in this case, I literally have time for one full run of the game. So, we're committed to at least having one hit for this run. So, hopefully, I'll kick a bunch of ass, and that'll be the only hit for this run. These birds are absolute fucking cunts. So, who knows? I hate these damn birds so much. You know what? I think that's also part of why I don't like this level as much. Is this section right here where you have to just go get all those birds. It just sucks. So much just like running back and forth. Okay, I think that should be everything for this level. I'm getting in that little stutter jump. Makes me look like I know what the fuck I'm doing. Which is a damn lie, but still. Alright. We are good on Clifftown. Next is Ice Cavern. Now this is a level right here that the first time I played it, I loved it, and the second time I played it, I loved it, and the 100th time I played it, I loved it. This is just this is some high level shit right here. Ooh, I almost didn't get that flame off in time. I should really look into. I know that the Hitless community does have an active Crash Bandicoot group. I'm curious if they're freaks like me who are like, I'm trying to do this without taking any damage, and I'm also trying to do it at 100%, or if it's basically like an any percent no damage kind of a situation. Though I think the 100% for Crash Bandicoot's a lot more difficult than 120 is for Spyro, if I remember correctly. There's definitely some games, if I were to try to go through and do a no-death or a hitless run, I feel like I definitely wouldn't try to do them at 100%. But I feel like Spyro is just like such a such a good length to try to go for everything on. Yeah, and I've thought about before, like, if I were to try to do a game where it was, like, so long to beat it that I wouldn't reasonably able to do it in one sitting, like I can for Spyro. If I just, like, break it up into different, like, sessions, and then still just, like, live stream it, that way there's kind of like, okay, we can see that this was all completed. But I mean, there does bring in that extra level of, like, you know, questionability of, like, well, you'd have the break there, so. And I went for a way less dangerous strat there instead of normally what I do, where I just charge straight through those fuckers. Sometimes it's safer to plant your feet, give them a good flame, instead of trying to run through everything at full fucking speed. That's fucked up. How the fuck did I miss that? That was a perfect use of a charge to get over that ledge. I'm settling into the movement a little bit. Those first couple of levels, I was my movement was just not good. It just didn't feel smooth at all. So, but I mean, I guess it has been a few weeks since I've played Spyro, so I just had to warm up a little. And ironically, I'm in the ice stage by the time I am warmed up. Like, I can tell that I wasn't warmed up just based on the fact that I took fucking damage and toasty. If I were, like, smart or something, I probably would have, warmed up a little bit before I started. Oh, I forgot to end Ice Cap, so now, forward Night Flight. Okay. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like Night Flight is a weirdly hard route for it's not a hard route, it's a weirdly hard flight level for casual. Because, you know, normally whenever you're playing this game, you kind of, when you first do the flight levels, you expect to want to do them all like, okay, do all of this thing, and all of this thing, and all of this thing. But all the, like, fastest routes usually involve, like, mixing things up a little bit. And I feel like this one in particular, if you try to just go on, like, the obvious route, you're just, like, barely enough time to actually finish it. But then once you get into something like what I'm doing, which is a way more optimal route, it's, like, not actually that difficult to finish it in time. Like, I'm gonna have, like, an extra, like, 10 seconds or something. Ah, nice, got the nose bonk on that one. But yeah, I mean, like, once you figure out a more optimal route, it's just kind of like easy peasy. But definitely remember those first few times that I did that route. Actually, it was more than a few. Like, there was a hot minute where I feel like I'll always just coming in right at the skin of my teeth. Now the route that I do on this level is definitely not optimal time-wise for a hitless run, because it's based on one of the speedrun strats. The problem is that I get so used to doing a route a specific way to make sure that I don't forget any items or gems and other shit, that I feel like I need to just keep doing the route the same way, even though it's definitely suboptimal for my purposes, just because it's like, that's just, otherwise I'm gonna end up forgetting things. Hey Galaxy. Yeah, no hits except for Toasty so far. I was definitely not warmed up properly and I just hadn't played Spyro in a little bit, so I was not quite on top of my game for the first little bit of me playing. Also, I've been meaning to check with somebody, is there an echo for like the game sounds? Because what you should be hearing should just be direct from the PS2, but I'm also playing it out of my TV, so I can hear it as well with no lag. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a weird echo effect with all the sound effects and music. For still very good, cool. So I've got it dialed in. Dude, I fucking love Shimp. He might be my favorite boss in this game. Oh, not catching any echo, good. Oh, the still very good was towards the no damage except for Toasty so far. Yeah, I think whenever I was doing the hard reset after every time I took damage, I think the furthest that I made it without taking any damage was the Magic Crafter's home world. So for me, that was not great, because I've made it a lot further without taking damage. But I am curious though, how far how little hits do I actually take in like a full run. So I'm committed to just finishing the game. You know, I'm just gonna go all the way through, and I'd be really interested if it did end up only being like, oh, like when I play this game all the way through, I'm only getting hit like once or twice. And on to Magic Crafters. Yeah, I'm still mad every time I look at that one for Toasty. That son of a bitch. It wasn't even Toasty himself, it was one of those fucking dogs. Which, I mean, like, that's the real... No, it wasn't actually. It was... I was trying to get one of the dogs, and it was one of those shepherds who hit me with the staff. But it was because I was trying to take on the dog that it ended up getting me. So. Fucking Toasty. Yeah, I was saying earlier in the stream, like, Toasty is such a weird level, because it's like, in terms of like trying not to die or trying not to take any damage, I feel like Toasty is harder than like anything that you see like the bulk of the game. Like, it might be the hardest one up until like Treetops. Which, I mean, I guess there are, like, definitely some enemies that can damage you in treetops, but I mean, for the most part, it's just like, just don't fuck up any of the supercharges. That was weird, also. It looked like I was too high. But he just scooted right in there. I fully expected a bonk there, and I was, like, already, like, in recovery mode, just trying to, not completely fuck that up, but, oh, I forgot this wizard down here. Yeah, I guess in terms of, like, difficult early levels for this type of experience, I always have a hard time with Blowhard, and it's weird because I don't think that Blowhard is actually difficult for, like, anybody. I think it's just me for some reason, where I'm just like, oh yeah, I just can't do Blowhard because I'm an idiot. That was a sick little charge glide. Just pat myself on the back for that one. Nice. So yeah, hopefully I got these level orders correct. It was from Magic Crafters on where I was like, I don't remember exactly what order. Yeah, Alpine Ridge. Cool. So at the very beginning of this level, I always end up smashing the triangle button, like, as I'm seeing Spyro kind of coming out of his little glide there. So that way he'll, like, land on the ground firmly and collect those two green gems behind him. I've done it that way, and I don't know if that actually makes a difference. I'm just so used to it that I'm just like, I just assume that I do it because it makes sense. For all I know, he just naturally grabs those anyway. I guess for that encounter, I probably could have gone over to that fan chest first, and then ran back over to them. That might be a little safer than what I was doing. Because, I mean, yeah, so much of what I'm doing right now is just based on, like, oh, I am trying to change the things that I did because they were fast, and trying to be as speedy as possible for a speed run, and okay, what's going to be the safer move here? Like, this whole encounter is a fucking pain in the ass, so I'm glad I got through that without any damage. Okay, did I miss any gems? These are the little moments in speed runs that fucking drive me crazy, is that, like, I think I missed a gem, but I can't just, like, take the time to go back and look. Yeah, and these fireworks chests here at the end of this level are just a pain in the dick. Yeah, I don't know what generally the consensus is for out of bounds moves for a lot of Hitless runs. For the sake of the fact that it's 120, I feel like going out of bounds is, like, fine. because you still have to collect everything, I could see an argument for not wanting to go out of bounds. For if you were just doing like an any percent hitless run. But I'm about to do a trick. It's not technically out of bounds either, but I will be like gliding through a polygon that looks like it should be solid. Now I was kind of thinking a little bit back and forth on that, of like, because I use it in my current successful no death run. I was kind of thinking about it a little bit, like, oh, is that like cheesing it too much? But I don't know. I just kind of, I don't feel like the normal glide you would do there is like any less, like if anything, I feel like the fact that I go through the wall there is like a little more dangerous, because if I time that incorrectly, not time that, but if I like angle that incorrectly, I can end up just like flying through the fucking nothingness. So I decided not to worry about it. Yeah, these things. The biggest joy out of not doing a 120 type of run for this game would be getting to just avoid that bullshit. I hate it. Nice. Yeah, I think it is High Caves and then Wizard Peak, but hopefully I got those in the right order. Yeah, I did. Sweet. Yeah, I have this like weird thing for whenever I'm doing these runs where I'm like, I feel this compulsive need to like do all the levels in the order that they're like presented to you. So like getting everything in the homeworld first, and then doing each of the regular levels like in the order that there are like portals appear, like relative to like where Spyro starts in the homeworld. And then after that, it's I always want to do the flight level, and then after that I always want to finish it off with the boss. That just seems like, feels like everything builds properly, and it makes each like little homeworld experience feel like kind of cohesive and like it has a natural like flow to it. You know what? I'm just I feel like this is like it's slightly more dangerous to do this, but fuck it, I'll be alright. I want to get him on his first turn. Yeah, a lot of these egg thief strats I use are very much like you basically have to nail that shit first try. Famous last words. But like if you miss that first egg thief, like that last one did, if you don't get him on his first turn, it's just like you spend the rest of that time just trying to catch up to him. And same for the Alpine Ridge one where I go through the wall of the cave. It's like if you miss that shit initially, you're gonna have to run around the whole damn like track that he's on. Okay, if I remember my routing correctly, I need to just go back on this guy and then get these other two spiders. And I'll just bonk there. And if I was going for a speed run, I would try to like run up and hit as many more of these guys as possible. For my purposes, I think it's better to just bonk there and then just take my time going up this this thing here. Again, there's actually enough room that you can actually kind of sneak past those little mini tornadoes homeboy throws at you there. But why not just park that dragon ass for a second and play it a little safer, you know? You know, Spyro, he's always parking his dragon ass somewhere. I'll wait for another rotation of these guys. I'm gonna let him come back close to me again. Easy peasy. Keep it safe. Keep it easy. We ain't rushing shit. You know what sucks though? I would currently have a personal best if I hadn't gotten bonked in fucking Toasty's world. I just realized that. Son of a bitch. Yes, we're keeping it low and slow. Spyro's out here cooking the meat. Parking that dragon ass. Cooking the meat. I think we can all agree, you know, left side of politics, right side of politics. Spyro just wants to grill. Oh, I missed the gym, didn't I? Fuck. I have no idea what that gym is. I guess let's... I see something shiny in here. Maybe I just missed one here. No, that must have just been a weird thing. Fuck. See? I had to keep it low and slow. I tried to go too fast and I fucked the whole thing up. Whoops. I guess I didn't fuck the whole thing up, but this is taking me longer because I tried to go too quick. Okay, so it's not here. It's not over there. Oh, all good. Well, thank you for hanging out and watching for the time that you did. Always appreciated. And I hope you enjoy The Last of Us. Is that a new season that's coming out? If so, I hope you enjoy it. Fuck. Completely have no idea where this shit is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Fuck. I was getting a little too carried away when I was running through all that shit, talking about how I don't need to use the supercharge all the way up there. Missed one of the gems from the dude I supercharged. Well, the important thing, even if I lost a gem, is that I did not take any damage. So we can still count that as a win. Next we're gonna peek at that wizard. Be like, hey boy, what you got for me? Hey. That's how I talk to my wizards, at least. Hey boy, you want to cast me a little spell? I think the brain rot's settling in. Hey boy, I want you to show me that peak. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little peek at that wizard boy. Guys, I gotta be honest, don't ever try to do challenge runs for games, because if you do, you will go full retard. It'll all settle in. Alright. Okay. Fuck, that was almost bad. Fuck! Shit! God damn it. Fuck. God damn son of a bitch. He had to bop me on the head, because he had to ensure that the my full retardism was fully settled in. Okay, I always forget with this route which direction I want to go on these supercharges first. Let's just knock this shit out over here. Boogie back up that hill. I don't want to fuck with those guys. I ain't trying to peek at those wizards, I'll tell you what. Probably could have kept the charge going there. Then I had to do the jump chest. But such is life. should have went ahead and gotten that last wizard. So I'm having to like kind of backtrack for him. And that gem. Yeah, I could probably work out. Well, and then yeah, there's also these gems up here. I feel like there's probably a better strategy there. Let's not actually do the supercharge through this area. I feel like that's just asking to go flying off of something. And I'd really rather not get any more than one hit on this level. Yeah, I gotta say, just having this little hit counter tool, like, makes a world of difference. This is significantly more fun. Okay. So now it's Crystal Flight. You're welcome for that burp. See, but then this one is one where it's like, if you just follow the route that they lay out for you, it's so easy. So like, for a casual, this is like an easier flight level than the one before it. But then what's interesting is that for the like optimal like speed run route, it's actually, like, in my opinion at least, way more difficult. This is one where, like, if you just follow the like route as they just like lay it out to you, like, it's not that hard. Like, I guess you do get a little bit low on time right before you get to those planes. But it's like, even so, you have enough time that you can, like, if you miss one, you can hit all these boxes and then... Whoops, did not mean to say try again. Shit, I don't know what I would do according to the rules. I technically need to not fail it, but I also am trying not to quit. I'll just run through it one more time just to... I'm not sure, yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what I would do, how I would consider this in the rules, but I'm just gonna run through this again just to make sure that I'm not gonna break any of my preset rules. So really exciting stuff. Everyone gets to watch me do the exact same thing again, but this time with no timer that can expire. Yeah. I feel like I probably should just allow myself in those situations to just be okay with exiting, but I don't know. It feels like what I'm doing is more in adherence to the rules that I set. No, I don't want to try again. Alright. Oh, that's cool. My split thing is not actually going all the way down to show all of, and that just makes it bigger. So that's not ideal. it's not showing all of the levels. Huh. So, shit. I hate that I'm having to try to troubleshoot this like on video. Me grab this real quick. Let me look at some settings real quick and see if this is. That didn't change anything. What if I... Nope. That's not gonna fix the issue either. Why would they set it up that way? Let me check in the settings for the tool. Yeah, this is, I mean, because I can always just show the other version of it. It just looks a lot like less good, straight up. Like, yeah, let me see if there's just an easy thing that I can change here that will let me, because I just assumed, and this is why I shouldn't have assumed this. I just assumed that by the time I got through Crystal Flight, it would just like bump it down to where it's like, okay, now you can see Blowhard as we like move on down the line. Split cells. Where's gold? Sorry, guys. Just trying to see if there's anything I can add. I can change here in the style sheet notepad that will allow me to you may need to update the values to match with your hit counter position and size. Ah, shit. Yeah, see, if I had seen all this, I could have gotten it properly set up from the get-go. Fuck. Please note that you may need to update, but I just don't know which. So it looks like I can update these values. I just don't know. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to keep this going. Because that's not going to be very interesting. So what I will do instead, this is not going to look nearly as good, but I can just show a different gonna show you something different here. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be way less easy to read. So that sucks. Yeah, that's way less friendly for you guys. But I'm just gonna roll, I think, with this for the time being. And then I'm gonna look into the other thing, so that next stream, that way it'll all look a little better. So that's unfortunate. Sorry about that, guys. But oh well. I mean, the information is at least there. I just know it might be a little hard to read. Let me here. Let me scoot this over a little bit, and so that way I can at least get this as like big as possible. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get that for now. So, all right. Well, I'll look into that more after the stream, so that way next time it'll be set up a little better. But such is life for now. Oh fuck! What was I doing? Yeah, blowhard's next. I'll show off why I'm just like bad at blowhard for no reason. Even though everybody else is like, oh yeah, he's like the easiest boss. And I'm like, man, shut up, I'm bad. Not everyone can be good at Spyro. Yeah, maybe the secret with blowhard is I was like trying to get too fancy with it. Maybe it really is just a matter of just like getting to him quickly before he has a chance to cast any spells. Just like let him land, but then just get up in his face. So I feel like maybe what I've been doing is I've not been letting him land. Oh, whenever I do, I've been trying to be like, oh, he's landed, he's going to cast a spell soon. I should, you know, do what I can to stay out of his way, and then he ends up just like, you know, targeting me. And then off to Beast Makers. Boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, boom. You know, it's wild to me whenever I think about like the like top level 120 speedrunners for this game, and like the fact that, you know, I'm like maybe, you know, fucking halfway through the game at this point. Those motherfuckers. I'm just gonna take this shit slow as fuck. There's no reason to risk taking any damage here. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm like maybe halfway through the game, and those motherfuckers are like almost done by the time they've been playing for this long. Which, granted, some of the strats they do I'm purposefully not doing because they're more dangerous or involve death abuse or something like that. But some of it is also just the fact that, like, they just do everything so quickly and efficiently. It's pretty wild how optimized that route is. Glad I got that flame off in time. That was kind of close. I gotta say, I love the fact that when writing the songs for this game, Stuart Copeland just uses that little like motif like over and over in like different in different songs. It's like it's cool because like there's so many different like sonic textures that are used throughout the game. So having a something like that sort of like brings. God, I haven't actually. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. It's completely unrelated. I haven't actually been this far in this game, other than doing a speed run in a minute. So I keep like, I am having a hard time remembering what my like non-speed run route was. But anyway, yeah, that little motif that he uses, I feel like even though like there is so much variety in the soundtrack and so many different like instrument timbres and different like musical ideas that are all like sort of unrelated to each other, having those moments with the bum 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 ba da bum 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 bum, I feel like that just like really like ties the world together in a way where it's like, yes, these different places that you're traveling to, they're all different, and they all have like a unique, look and style, and they each even have like their own, enemies that are like residing in this area, and all the dragons have different designs, but there is still something cohesive that like holds all of these worlds together. On to Terrace Village. Yeah, and this is actually one where my route that I take I've actually changed up due to, like learning a 120 route for speedrunning. Oh, cool! Thought I got him before he could fire. That fucker. Rip this shit back around this way. I feel like the routing on this level is actually really confusing in terms of like how do you even somewhat efficiently like navigate all these like little like rooms and corridors. Now let's let that go for another rotation. 3, 4. We gotta get him quick. Fuck! Damn it! Shit! That sucks. That sucks. Okay. Well, the good news is that I'm fucking up so much that I'm gonna have a really easy time getting a new personal best after this run. Yeah, I just got body blocked by that big Nork. Wasn't able to get to him in time. But I feel like I've also just been kind of thrown off this whole run. Just because it's like... Oh, did I just take damage again? Holy crap. Yeah, I'm setting myself up to have a fucking easy PB soon. God damn. Well, okay, I'm not in it right now. I'm not like focused and locked in like at all. So let's slow things down a little bit. I'm kind of just running through things by instinct. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Okay. Get him. Run up and grab this guy. Yeah, wow, 3 hits on Terrace Village. This is brutal. Let's flame him before I land so I don't take damage again. I mean, hell, just this one level alone, I know I'll be able to do a lot better on in subsequent runs. I feel like I flamed that rocket several times and just didn't want to actually light up. No. Okay. Well, that was horrific. That was really bad. I took more hits on that level than I have like the entire rest of the game so far. I think what happened is that there's a couple things happening. I've not done one of these types. I haven't used some of these routes in a really long time because when I have been doing my no damage attempts of this game, I've just been stopping as soon as I took damage for the first time. And previously, the furthest I had gotten was to the Magic Crafter's homeworld without taking damage. So because of that, the only time I've been playing these levels anytime recently has been while doing speedruns. So I'm just not remembering routes as well, and because I'm spending time thinking about where I need to go, I am just absorbing hits because I'm not focused on not taking damage. I'm focused on like, oh, where do I need to go next? So that's been a huge issue that hopefully now that I'm kind of shaking the rust off of some of these routes will be less of an issue for me, like subsequently. And then, I mean, additionally, since I haven't done any of these without taking hits yet, when I've done these routes before, it was always just with the intention of not dying. So I feel like some of my strats are not based on, oh, what's the 100% safest strat, but instead what's a safe enough but still pretty quick strat that I can do here, so that way I can probably not take any damage but move through these levels pretty quickly. So I think I need to sort of rethink some of the strats and routing that I've been using and just kind of internally verify, okay, is this actually the safest way to do this? This room's probably gonna be the death of me for hitless runs, because this room is just absolute fuck. Okay. I feel like this has been good for me though, because I am realizing, like, whenever I have these numbers to look at and see, okay, here's like how many hits because I'm already up to 7 hits now. So it is letting me know, like, because kind of going into this, I think I was a little overly cocky because I have the no death run under my belt. I was like, well, I mean, how much more difficult can no hits be over not dying? Well, I mean, the answer for Spyro, at least, since you can just absorb 3 hits for free without dying, is at least 3 times harder. So, it'll be interesting though if I still get through this whole run without dying, to see how many hits though that still lands me on. And I feel like that'll really give me a good gauge. Like, okay, here's how much work I need to do on this compared to a no death run. So this will be interesting too, because I'll have the data on, like, here are the levels where I clearly need some practice. So, well, that sucks. Didn't hit that guy on his way. So, like, right now I'm gonna know for sure, like, okay, instead of always having to do full runs all the time, I know, like, next time or maybe if it's not even on stream, just like sometime soon, I can just put in a little practice and kind of look at, okay, so Terrace Village was like especially bad for me. Let me run through just Terrace Village until I can beat the whole thing like without taking any damage like 3 times in a row or something. So that way then I can, you know, next time I am doing a full run, I'll be a lot more comfortable with that specific level. So it'll give me more like hard data on like, okay, what needs work here. So I think honestly I'd kind of lost interest a little bit in the whole no death, no damage run kind of thing. I've just felt a little like, you know, because the Spyro no death run was like just so many years in the making, and then the Doom one was just like so immediate that I was getting kind of like tonal whiplash from those two things. And yeah. And I was just feeling weird about the whole process. I'll put it that way. So, and I guess the question that I have for myself right now, I completely missed treetops. The question I have for myself right now is, when I go to do Spyro 2, do I want to try to get a no-death run of Spyro 2 first, and then go for Hitless? Or do I want to just go straight for Hitless, and if a no-death run happens along the way... I honestly, yeah, now that I'm talking it out loud, I think that's the move. Is... Fuck! Well, I died on this one too. So we're up to 8 hits now. Well, I would love to be able to stay under double digits for hits, which, I mean, it's going to be difficult considering where I am in the game, like how much more I have to do. But let's just see. But now that I'm talking it out loud, it seems like the move is to, instead of like shooting for a no-death run of a game, it's to set it up to be like, okay, I'm going to go for a no-hit run. And if I happen to, you know, get one where I don't die first, then that's basically just like a bonus. Okay, took another hit. I'll log that in a second. Another hit. Wow. See, you can really, I feel like, see now, or I'm able to see for myself here in the data of like, okay, I'm seeing where I need the most work, and in general, like I'm betting that it's gonna be like, from here on out, I'm gonna be taking just a lot more damage. Everything that's kind of like Beastmaker's on is just not like stuff that I've practiced as much. So, and it is also just harder. You know, that's the other aspect of it too. The beginning of this game is very easy. So. I'm really having to rack my brain for the route on this guy because the one I was using for speedrunning involved like multiple like death abuses. So I'm just like, in my head I'm just like, oh yeah, well, I can't just like jump off this thing to run through all this quicker. Alright, so let's go ahead and get Jed. I'm just going to take the developer intended route for all this shit. Just because I do, even though you can make that jump in a lot of different ways, I feel like the developer intended one is the easiest. And since I'm not worried about doing this as fast as possible, I might as well just go for the easiest strat instead of trying to force something quicker. Yeah, I've also thought about like what a no-hit run for like OG Doom would look like. But I feel like that would just be so difficult because of all the hit scan enemies. So that might be a situation where it's like if I'm gonna do something like that, maybe oh shit, I just went the wrong way. That's okay. Not a big deal. I'm not speed running, so I can just come back and grab that in a sec. But yeah, I feel like for something like that, I don't know, the tedium of trying to beat a game like a game with hit scanners without taking any damage, I don't know if that even seems fun to me. Like, I would potentially just be satisfied to, like, just keep those as, like, only, like, no death runs. And I've thought before, like, with all the, like, custom WADs and everything, like, you know, being able to do something like, oh, I beat all of Alien Vendetta Ultraviolence pistol starts without dying or something like that. Like that'd be insane. I think that would be like also more working up to something like that would be more fun than working up to, oh, I just beat the original game without getting hit at all, which I mean is insane and like probably objectively more difficult. But I just feel like the grind of avoiding hit scan enemies is just, I don't know if that's something I'm willing to do. Like, if Doom just only had projectile enemies, absolutely. But hit scan's just fucked. So I know people have done it, you know. So it's, maybe I would just need to like watch somebody who has done it, like what sort of like routes they took, and just see like how crazy of a process that is. Because I mean I guess if it's like, oh, it's not actually that crazy as long as you know the like correct route to take, then maybe it would be less bad. But I'm just gonna miss all that shit, I guess. I guess that's my plan. Luckily, this is a pretty fucking easy flight level. This is another one where I feel like, you know, the speedrun strats are pretty difficult. Maybe not that difficult, but they're. I feel like the speedrun, doing this as a speedrunner is way more difficult than just doing it as a casual. Oof. I don't think that was the best way to do that, but I'll grab those guys on my way back, I guess. Watch me say, oh, it's not even that hard as a casual one, and then just fucking lose. Okay, here we go. We got through it. Hey, I finally have one of these levels in the fucking Beastmaker's homeworld where I didn't fucking take damage, so that's cool. But ooh, that could have been bad. Ugh. Yeah, I guess because I'm clearing out the homeworlds and then going into each portal afterward. I guess if I take damage in one of the homeworlds, I would just like click back onto that homeworld and sorry, if I take damage in one of the homeworlds after having like cleared it, I'll just go back to that part like in the tool and then just add the damage there. That way, because I mean it is still technically damage in that world, even if I've already cleared the world. I'll just bonk into that wall 300 times if that's cool with everybody. Let's let that banana go. Grab him. Oop. Oop. Oh, you know what? I forgot a whole damn section. God, I am rusty as fuck at this game. That's one of those sections that's like not a concern at all in the speedrun, that little like glide section there. But for, or even a no death run, no big deal. Worst case, you just take a little damage. That is significantly more difficult whenever you literally cannot land, you cannot fuck up that either of those glides, or that's a hit. That was a hit. I thought that my flame was going to be able to grab both of them, but I guess not. It's overestimating the size of Spyro's flame. Yeah, so every I've taken damage in every single level in Beastmakers, except for the homeworld and the flight level. So that really tells me... damage again. So that really tells me it's going to be this and Dreamweavers, and maybe Nasty Nork's world. Nork Nexus. I feel like those are all going to take some work. What? Yeah, well, yeah, we're already at 11 hits, so there goes keeping it under double digits. But like I said, I mean, the nice thing about doing this way is it's going to be super easy for me to start making some PBs. Ah, shit, fuck, again. Damn it. I was just a little too quick trying to get that pylon. So yeah, I think at this point I would love to keep it under 20. But no, genuinely, I took 3 hits of Metalhead. Jesus. Genuinely, though, I do think that using this tool and being able to kind of identify trouble areas and being able to actually do full runs more frequently, I bet I'm gonna improve so much more quickly at this game than I have been before. Like I wish I knew about this tool sooner, because this changes things for me a lot. I just gotta figure out how to make it look better on stream. I mean, straight up, I think before I do my next full run, I am going to just practice, like, every level where I took damage. I think I'm going to just practice those individually for a little bit. Which, you know, I was able to do a little bit of that before, but it was kind of like, oh, I've gotten to this part of the game and failed here, so I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna, you know, practice just this like one level. So I guess I'm just collecting lives too. Not all of them, obviously, but it seems like I'm just, they're there. Why not? So far, I'm also impressed. I do think I was able to keep the levels in the actual order that I played in. So I haven't noticed any mistakes yet. So that's good for sure. Oh god, it's getting late. I guess I did start this run a little bit later than I intended to. But I had a busy day. Such is life. Okay. This damn cannon. Okay. Pull that bitch around. Cool. Get this guy. Then I guess I'll go back up these. Again. This way. Yeah, especially like this far into the game, it's like I just got, for even like my no death runs, I just got this far in the game pretty infrequently. So I just like, in terms of like routing, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Just like making shit up as I go. So I feel like a lot of the speedrun strats are just not going to be safe, like, at all. Ah, fuck. Okay. Try not to just run off the damn edge. Flame that instead of charging it. I think there's the last 3 gems too. So, there we go. Easy peasy. At this point, I'm just happy for, you know, I think as opposed to thinking, oh, I want to get, you know, this number of, you know, below this number of hits. At this point, any level that I can finish without taking any hits, I think is a win for me. So did I put these? See, yeah, these are not in the right order. So we're gonna do Haunted Towers. First. And I'll just edit the others as I get to them. So, and boop, Haunted Towers. So cool. This will all, honestly, all things considered, this has been a great test as well, because I feel like fuck. That's 2 damages I took there. So that's 1, 2. Yeah, this is gonna be a little rough. But yeah, considering that I was trying a new tool, I feel like this is, and I haven't streamed in a while, and I'm a little out of practice on Spyro. All things considered, I'm honestly like pretty happy with how this is all going. I think we're setting things up well. I think this is going well enough for my expectations, and hopefully everything will. I've got, I've figured out some things that, either in terms of the gameplay or in terms of the stream. I feel like I have some things that I can work on, so that way also next time around it'll be a better experience. So we're gonna run through all these guys. Apparently missed the last guy, because we want to get the flame from this fairy down here, the super flame. I know for the speedrun strat, they do all of this in a very different order. From my perspective, since I'm trying to exit through the vortex, I'm trying to make sure that that's like the last thing. The area with the vortex is like the last thing that I do. So honestly, even though I don't think I took any damage on Shimp, I should probably actually spend some practice time on Shimp just to redefine a route where I just kind of grab everything as I go. Though, I mean, the thing with Shimp, though, that you are kind of forced to wrap back around anyway. Like, there's no way to, like... Oh. Well, there's that. I didn't realize I wasn't still super flamed. And with Shimp, there's not really a way to avoid having to do kind of like another wraparound, so... Okay. Because yeah, after you do Shimp, there's like those last couple things you gotta grab. But, I mean, it would still be less backtracking. I can still do a more efficient route. So I can potentially work on that and make sure I grab everything as I go. Yikes. Honestly, this is right here is like one of my least favorite parts of the entire game. I hate anything that's timed, which is why I did not do super well with speedruns. So just knowing that I have to complete that before the time runs out every time, I'm just like, ooh. So. I'm a very meticulous, do one thing at a time kind of a person, so being able to do something like this, where you can still play that way, and it's actually probably, beneficial to play that way, is works a little better for me than speed runs where you're sort of incentivized to try to just do everything as efficiently as possible instead of do everything as effectively as possible. But I know that that's like I feel like everybody ideally should be placing equal focus on making things efficient and making things effective. Those should be two concerns that are being held like squarely in your mind. And I'm thinking especially for like, you know, like workplace settings and that sort of thing. Like any sort of work. I want to do something efficiently and effectively. But I know a lot of people, their brains, I feel like, kind of cause them to really focus on like one or the other. And I feel like there are a lot more people whose brains have them focus on doing things efficiently, and they're constantly working towards like getting through certain like projects or tasks as quickly as possible. I think that that's kind of more the dominant approach to things. And for me, though, I definitely am kind of the other way around, where I'm not always great about doing things efficiently, but I will always like see a task through to like a ridiculously like overperformed sort of state. Like, so yeah, next is Dark Passage, and then Lofty Castle. Okay, there we go. Got everything back ordered. Yeah, because I tend to be overly focused on effectiveness as opposed to efficiency, I spend a lot of my time thinking about how to be more efficient with things. Because I know, without even trying, I'm going to end up doing and wanting to do things like as effectively as possible. And in the process end up taking way too much time to the point where, like I said, it's like overperformed. I have no idea why I brought that topic up or what it has to do with... Oh, I was talking about the difference between like a no-hit run versus a speed run. But yeah, I think that whole dichotomy is also applies whenever we're thinking about like why like speed running is more popular than something like this. Because for most people, watching somebody do something as quickly as possible is going to be more interesting to them than watching somebody do something as effectively as possible. But I have a weird, fucked up brain that makes me want to optimize for being effective, like, on everything all of the time. And where I run into issues is whenever I'm in situations where it's like, okay, great, this thing that you have built that is like highly effective is not like cost efficient or something. Or it's like, this process that you're taking, sure, maybe it'll lead to like, you know, I think about, you know, work stuff where it's like, oh, this way that I like want to do this process will lead to like X amount of like decreased like damages for products or whatever. But if in that process, all the extra time that it takes me to do it that way, my labor ends up costing more money than if I did it like a slightly less effective but more efficient way. Just took damage. Just took damage. That's 2. That's, yeah, that was 2. Damn, I was actually doing really well in Dark Passage too. It's a shame I wasn't able to get through that without taking any damage. That would have been pretty cool to have had at least one Dreamweavers. I mean, I guess I got one more chance with Lofty Castle to get through one of the like main Dreamweavers levels without taking damage. But yeah. Anyway. Point being, I like situations in my life where I'm not having to worry about what's, you know, best for efficiency, and I can just worry about effectiveness. Which I never really get the opportunity to do that at, like, you know, work or something like that. But in my casual time, being able to just have a hobby that allows me to fully explore that is nice. Actually, kind of related to some of that too, I think that part of all that sort of thing and that mindset is one issue that I have in terms of my effectiveness in a game like Civilization or any sort of like real-time strategy game. I really have to fight my instincts to be able to play one of those games well, because similar to like real-life operations, you have to balance the efficiency with the effectiveness. And I will always have a super, like when I'm playing Civ, I'll always have a super effective Civ. The problem is that in doing so, I'm not always efficient in my approach, and I can end up getting, just took damage again, so that's 2 more, damn, rough. But a lot of times I can end up getting kind of, like let's say I'm focused on like optimizing every single one of my like cities in a game like that, to where I have the most amount of like commercial output, and I'm like bringing in a fuck ton of money, and I'm producing like a high level of culture, and like efficiency is like up really high in terms of like, oh, we're producing like something. I play Civ 3 mostly, so like we're producing all these shields, producing all this gold. You know, I've effectively managed all of the like resources that are provided to me in terms of like luxuries and that sort of thing. But if, because I've been like going through and perfectly like optimizing every single one of my cities, I may not have done what one of the other Civs has and just built like a fuck ton of like horsemen or something, and just like I'll end up like getting like war declared on me, and someone will just be able to march through and just fuck my shit up, because I'm trying to like develop a process of like, oh, I need to have like X number of soldiers because it'll be effective for my cities to have these soldiers, but not necessarily a like, oh, I can build all these soldiers and then make like a military rush to be able to like conquer this opponent. Alright, Lofty Castle. But I do really love Civ 3. But sometimes I think I would enjoy it more if I could just be like, okay, because I feel like the biggest thing that puts the like time constraints on things is the like whole military like aspect to it, because then that's the stuff where it's like you can really be rewarded for being efficient. But sometimes whenever I play those games, I wish that I could just basically like turn off like war and then just let it be a game of like who can build the most effective like set of cities who can expand the best and that sort of thing. But I also understand that that is part also of what like balances that game, you know, because it's gonna force you to have to think about some of those things. So even if my brain has trouble with it. We don't want to go down there yet because we don't have the key for the chest. Let's go, well, let's go left first. So, boom, 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 dodge, flame. It would be actually kind of wild if I could get through Lofty without taking any damage. I gotta get this cycle. Well, that's what I get for fucking saying something, isn't it? Let's try this again. And you know what's wild? I'm thinking, you know, about how I'm gonna, you know, go through and practice each of the levels where I took damage to be more efficient. I also am pretty confident now that I've like just done a run and I've refreshed myself on a lot of this. I'm like, oh, I could, if I had the time to stay up tonight, I could just immediately do a second run, and I know for a fact it would be significantly better than this one. But I don't have time for another run tonight. I'm already up a little later than I wanted to be. I didn't realize I had started the stream as late as I did. But, oh well. Plus, I mean, hell, I slept until 11 today anyway, so I don't think there was a very good chance that I was going to fall right asleep. I feel like it's always... Sunday nights are always the hardest for me because I end up staying up late throughout the weekend and then sleep in on Sunday, and then, you know, it'll be time to go to bed. I'm like, man, I've only been up for a few hours. You know what? I know I can make that that glide, but instead I'm gonna just take the little vortex here because we're gonna take the safe route. We're gonna play it safe. Keeping it slow, low, and safe. God, I feel like that's such a dick move to put just like one red gem in that fan chest. Oh, shit, I didn't even see that guy. I think this route, though, actually works pretty well for Lofty. Because I'm like able to end it kind of right here at the vortex. So yeah, since I'm not doing the speed run, I kind of want to take those weird turkey guys a little bit slower. Just kind of hit them as they come instead of just like trying to run through them like you do on like a 120 route. Or if anyone who's watching this has any interest in like seeing some crazy tricks on this level, the Vortex speed run for Spyro, they do a pretty crazy trick with those turkeys where they like use like damage boost from them to like get lifted all the way up to where they can glide over to the vortex for the exit, which is pretty exciting, pretty fun to watch. Because it's goofy as fuck, but it's like it's just fun to know that just like there's that like weird little mechanical bug there that can be exploited in that way. So back when I was working on Spyro speedruns, I was definitely a 120 guy for what I enjoyed running. You know, back to the whole effectiveness versus efficiency thing. But my favorite category to watch was Vortex, just because there's like just some crazy tricks and like engine manipulations, like out of bounds stuff that people do. I feel like watching like a Vortex speed run of Spyro is like closer to watching like a Quake speed run than any sort of Spyro speed run. Well, I'm just gonna miss everything. That's my plan. Okay, that was actually a pretty sweet recovery, though. I had no chance of hitting that dude. Boom, boom. Then I can just recover and grab this guy. So I got like 23 extra seconds. Easy peasy. Alright. We are nearing the end here. It's just Jock, and then we just have the final homeworld, which is even shorter than the other homeworlds. So we are almost in the home stretch. Yeah. I don't know how well you guys could even see the thing that I pulled up since the other one wasn't long enough, but I'm at progress. I'm 29 of 35 levels is what I'm on. So oh, you know what? That's what I need to do. I need to go over here. Okay, this is another one of these where I'm kind of like, I need to change up my route from the 120 speedrun route so that I can try to end. I want to end with the Jacques fight instead of having to do the Jacques fight and like circle back for anything. So we'll go over here first, that way we can get this whole part of this level just like knocked out. But hey, let's see if I can get no damage on Jacques. That was almost really smooth with the plant mommies here. Well, that was not what I was hoping for. Let's do this. Nope. Why is that not lining up for me? There we go. Okay. And you know what? Just to be sure, okay, I did not get these gems. I'm glad I double checked. Again, I'm just like doing that just to have the little extra boost. Because you can, I'm pretty sure you can make that jump to that little vortex guy there without even having to hit the jester, but hey, we can take the slower but safer route there. Oh, fuck off, you cunt! He ran into my way. What the fuck was that? That fucking goddamn fool. Wow. Like I was on a perfect track. But he just wanted to fuck with me. Oh my god. Well, that was not executed well. There we go. Much better. Then I have to do it all again. Woohoo. Come on, fuckface. God damn, dude. Alright, let's just let this expire. Then hit him again. And then get this guy. I was actually not smooth on the first half of that, but at least I made up for it on the back half. Okay, let's glide over there, get her behind me. I swear, I'm gonna end up getting through this level with the only damage that I took being because of that fucking fool jumping into my way at the last second. Deliberate act of sabotage. Okay. So now we got all that, which in 120 I would have done all that after Jacques. But instead, now we have to come down here, make sure we grab each of these on our way down. Again, unlike in the 120 speedrun. Only 6 more dragons to go. Oh, fuck. Okay. That was crazy because I had already killed him. and he's still got to hit it. So I'm gonna have to watch out for that. Like, I didn't even know that could happen. Okay. Well, this hasn't gone exactly the way I was hoping, but we are in the final stretch now. So. Just 5 levels left. And I mean, Nork Nexus barely even fucking counts. But, I mean, I guess there is water here. I mean, there's none of these levels are, like, completely safe. Alright, that's all that I can do for here for now. So on to Nork Cove. Yeah, and like these levels in particular, I'm like, I have played them so few times. Comparatively, I mean, I've played these levels more than most people who have played Spyro, but I should have hit that TNT before I went up here. Keep it a little more efficient. I fucked that up. Do. Just dodge that. Give him a quick flame. This is interesting though, because it's kind of like the whole like first half of the game. It's like, oh, 1 damage here, 1 damage on the other. And then the whole back half of the game, I'm taking damage on like every single level, and I guess almost every single level, and it's consistently like multiple times per level. So it's just, it really is interesting just to like be able to look at it and really see, okay, yeah, if I just spend time focused on working up these like later levels, like it's going to be much better. Part of my question though is like, I'm wondering if it would be interesting to watch the practice. Like if that would be something that would be worth streaming or not. Or is that better just to do the practice in my off time and save the streams for like actual attempts? So I don't know. Yeah, and what's interesting too, there was like, because I've known personally most of the people. Oh, that's gonna blow up. Yep. I've known personally most of the people who were watching this stream. However, there was like that weird little period of time where I got up to like 4 concurrent viewers and none of them were chatting, and none of them even stuck around very long. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Are you real? Are you a bot? What's going on? So actually, this level in particular, I fucked up a couple times, but I think that was mostly just for me trying to move too quickly. I feel like this one's not actually going to be that much trouble. Okay, this is right here. This is the mandatory dragon. We are going to, every time I do a run, we are going to watch this dragon's full dialogue. Every time.
Wow! I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Gotta believe, god damn it. Just like I believe one day I will beat this game without taking any damage. Yeah, I think my biggest issue with this level was just trying to move too quick. I think if I just take my time, take it slow, I'm not too worried about working this one up. Some of these other levels, I'm a little more kind of like, okay, I'm gonna need to like put in the work to like get certain things to happen for me consistently. This one, I know what to do. I just have to take it slow and execute properly. Gotta turn off that speedrun brain, you know? Surprised that flame didn't reach him. Either of those times. So normally I'm like surprised at how far his flame goes, but yeah, maybe my brain has just started overcorrecting. And now it just assumes that his flame can just reach everything all the time. Yeah, because I mean, like none of that was actually particularly hard. Like anything that happened there was just me just not executing super well. So, and I couldn't remember for Twilight Harbor if they spelled it with a U or not. They do not. So I'll fix that. Cool. So now all the levels should be in order, properly named, all that good stuff. Now, whereas in North Cove, I was like, okay, this is one where I'll be fine. I just need to slow down a little. Twilight Harbor is always going to be a pain in my dick. Maybe not always, but this is one where I know for sure this is a level that I just need. I need repetitions, because I don't feel like I've got a good grasp. It's these like goddamn Norks with the various guns and grenades and shit. I just don't feel like I have their attack patterns down super well. So the only thing that's going to help with that is some repetitions. So we'll see. Yeah. Because yeah, it's the little things like that where I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just not comfortable with like where it's safe and where it's not safe to attack. I mean, this was kind of like the last hurdle for me for all my when I was doing the no death runs. I was like, oh, if I make it past this, I'd like know I'm not gonna have trouble with Nasty Norg or Nasty's loot. Like, those are just fucking give me levels. So I mean, this is kind of like the final test of levels. I feel like for Spyro, because it's basically just a walk after this. But yeah, goddamn, yeah, I just feel like these guns are just like very weird. I'm just, because of the way the bullets work, I'm just not great at figuring out the best way to dodge them. I need to hit that. Thought I was going to, but I missed it. Right. And so yeah, normally this is another situation where in the speed run, this is normally a death piece section, but obviously I don't want to do that. So that didn't work out. So we're gonna have to take this ramp a couple more times. Okay. Here. Slow down a second. I think that's probably what I need to do in general. I mean, I don't think there's really a great way for you to do that all in one go. Oh, fuck. Whew! Could have been bad. Alright. So let's just, because that's kind of dangerous, let's just do that. Whenever I need to cross it, just keep it safe. So let's go back up here. Maybe it's just better to do the glide from up there. I think so. Cool. We'll do that. Now we want to make this run all the way back to this chest. Boom. Easy peasy. Yeah, right now, Twilight Harbor is tied right now with Terrace Village. No, wait, that's not true. Dark Passage, I had four deaths. Four not deaths, 4 hits. Well, now I've got 4 here. You know what? As I take them, I'm just gonna add that because I know it's gonna be a pain in the dick. Okay, so yeah, 5 hits so far on this level. So, like I said, I knew this one was gonna be the hardest level for me. So, but like I said, I think it's just gonna take like, it's gonna have to get, that's another hit. Boom. Okay. Like I said, I mean, this is one that's just gonna take me just like, it's gonna take some repetitions. Let's make sure that that goes all the way up to 400 before I jump out of here. Yeah. Oh wow, 31 hits. Jesus. Yeah, that's funny. This whole run just like went off the rails quick. Like just very easy. I was at the beginning. I was like, oh yeah, maybe 1 or 2 hits, and maybe I'm like really close. And it's like, oh no. I'm close to being ready for like the first 3 homeworlds, but I am nowhere near where I need to be for like the whole back half of the game. So that's okay. I know that now, and I can put in the work. I can focus on it. And I can do all that in a way more concentrated and focused way than I could have before. Dude, these key dudes, these key thieves in Nasty Nork's world are just so much faster than any of the other thieves. Oh, come on! You ran through it. Fucker. Let me go back through this area. Yeah, I knew I missed a couple gems. And that's honestly probably the best move for me. Because I'm, again, I feel like I keep saying this, but I'm not doing a speed run, so I don't have to feel like I have to grab all the gems on my first pass. I can just make sure the first pass that I just get the key thief, and then I can go back around. But then I want to do the opposite for this Nasty Nork running part. I want to essentially take it slow and make sure I grab all the gems in the first go around, and then I can use the second lap to actually catch them. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's definitely like super possible to take damage on Nasty Nork, because he does try to like shoot at you, and then additionally there is that like lava there. So
You're toast, Nork.
oh, I forgot to even push it through to Nasty Nork. That's funny.
Sorry I took so long. I kind of forgot about you.
What about
Alright,
Nasty Gnork?
I don't have any kind of like credit skip strat or anything like that, so I'm gonna use this
Now
opportunity
there's
to
order again in the Dragon
go
Kingdom?
use the restroom real quick while it plays these cutscenes, and then it'll play a cutscene and it'll do the
What will
credits.
you do next?
I'd
So
say
I
the
will
sky's the
be
limit.
right back. I'm gonna let this play. Alright, I'm back. So, I want to start a tradition, and I was going to start it today with this run, where every time that I get a new personal best, I was going to crack open a beer. Unfortunately, it looks like I don't have any beers. So, I guess we can not count today as a personal best, since technically I'm not beating anything I've done before. But from here on out, next run that I do, that's a personal best. We're gonna crack open a beer. But we will have to. I guess the question is, would I want to crack open the beer for the personal best to drink during Nasty's loot? Because technically you can get damaged here. At least I think you can. Like, I halfway just want to get damaged on purpose, just to check. I mean, I know I'm not getting a full no damage run, so maybe I'll because I do like the idea of being able to crack open the beer right there for the first credit scene and be able to have it to, you know, sip a little on during the rest of it. But I'm pretty sure I don't want to do that if I can technically take damage here. See, that's like lava, right? Yeah. Yep. So let's count that as a damage real quick. That's going to be funny. Then I'm going to have an official damage that was taken. So yeah, I guess we'll save, even in the future, we'll save the beer crack for after Nasty's loot. Try to line this up. I swear, there's something about this song that they play here that whenever I do speedruns, it makes me so on edge and nervous. I think it's just because it is so just high energy, and like the vibe of the song is like go as fast as possible. That like it would like almost like freak me out whenever I was doing those. It's nice just to be able to enjoy them blazing arpeggios just for fun. I'm kind of worried about speed. Where the fuck did that damn plane go? Let's see, where's the next? Can I get up here? Yeah. There he is. Can't come through there yet. So let's... This guy always gives me trouble. I have this strat that I try to use where I can turn back around and try to get him there, but I guess that doesn't want to cooperate with me today. Maybe I turned around at the wrong time, because I thought that's where you were supposed to turn. Like this first, like that little curve there. But it was almost like he hadn't gotten back around yet. So he was supposed to be a little further. Oh, there he was. Okay, so that was the right spot. I fucked it up that time. This part is always exhausting in speed runs, whatever. I'm like, man, I just try to get this fucker to cooperate. But I'm less stressed about it now. Like, I halfway don't even want to have to... Oh, there we go. I'll say I halfway don't even want to use the speedrun strat if it's just going to end up being a bigger pain in the ass. Oh wait, I can't charge off that, I have to glide off this to get that extra height. Come on. Okay. So now we can go through and do all these fireworks. Yeah, I feel like this is like the sections of the game too where it's like you can tell that I'm just not as comfortable here as I am early on. Everything's just a little sloppy. That's okay. I gotta say though, it has really been fun getting to do a full playthrough of this and still feel like it's working me towards my goal of a no damage run. Alright, well before I jump in there, yep, we got it. Wow.
Spyro the Dragon. You
What?
defeated Ganasty Gnorc, collected the
What an
dragon
experience.
eggs, saved all the dragons,
Wow.
and recovered every
We,
bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom.
Got through
How
it.
do you
32
feel?
hits.
I feel fired
So,
up, Bob. And
That's a
I'm happy
lot
for the dragon
more than I
world,
was
of course.
expecting, if I'm being
I
honest.
certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest of my
But
dragon
I
days
can
butting
clearly
heads
see
with
here,
nasty
I know
Gnorc and his weird
now
minions.
what levels I need to work on.
Never mind.
Like I said, I'm
You know
gonna
what they
figure
say.
out that
Every good battle
how to
you need
make
a good
that
adversary.
that shit
And I felt that
look a little
Nasty,
better
in
for
spite of his
stream,
misguided
since
nature, was a worthy opponent.
it was working for a little bit before it cut out. So,
Here we go again.
but here we go. I mean, like I said, now would be the time if we were if this was a personal best, then now would be the beer cracking time. But none today. I'll let you hear a sip of me drinking LaCroix. Hope that was good. Delicious. Alright, well, thanks everybody who tuned in and watched this for a little bit. Trying to decide, for the purposes of the video, I will eventually want to do, if I want to like let it play all the way through the final credits. Maybe I will. Just to, it feels like it kind of caps things off more and lets you get to the final screen. So yeah, we can do all that. And I can even do that thing I like to do where I kind of like flip back through the guidebook and sort of show off, like, hey, here's I collected everything in every level. I feel like that can be kind of fun too. So yeah, I think I can very easily get less than 32 hits next time, which, I mean, Oh, okay, gotcha. So you have to record it as the PB. There we go. Yeah, I didn't even bother doing the timer this time, so yeah. That tells me exactly what I need to work on. Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, especially since I just like tried to hurt myself on Nasty's loot just to see if it was possible right there at the end. I mean, that means right there it could easily have been 31 instead of 32. But I feel like in general, even besides that, like I think if I had the energy to play for another 3 hours, I think I could right now do a better run than this one. 6 of those fucking hits on Twilight Harbor. So I think as long as I just go and I practice each of the levels where I did take some level of damage, I think that'll help. There it is, 120%. Thanks everyone